Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video on my sports Gematria. In this video, I wanted to talk about the Nets and Clippers game from yesterday, and I kind of want to relate it to a video I did 3 months ago called Sports Prove Gematria and News Stories Don't. In this video presentation that I did 3 months ago, I had my presentation slide and I went over why I felt that sports is what proves the work of Gematria, and how news stories don't accurately prove the work of Gematria. And my examples were, sports have a clear winner. When you do a sports decode, at the end of the game, you're going to know whether you were right or wrong. There's no in between. There's no ambiguity. Your decode was either right or your decode was either wrong. And because there's a clear winner and loser, you're able to track your results in real time. You know what is going on. You know which decode methods are working and which ones aren't. Because of your real time results, you can see what works and what doesn't work. When it comes to news stories, it's mere opinion. Okay, when you decode a news story, there's no clear ending result on whether you are right or wrong. So it's an opinion based result because there is no winner or loser. It's just your opinion on whether you think you're right or not. And because there's no clear winner or loser, you're not able to actually track your results on if it's correct, if the accuracy is there when decoding a news story. And since there's no real-time results to track, you will automatically assume your gematria works no matter what, which is simply not true thanks to sports gematria. We know this. We know that not all gematria works no matter what. But that's how people decode news stories. The fallacy of sports, there's two sides. You can legitimately make a numerical case for both sides to win the game every single time, no matter what. I show this day after day after day in my pick preview videos that I've been posting. Every single pick preview video, whether it's NBA, whether it's college basketball, whether it's boxing, whether it's UFC, I can make a clear numerical narrative for either side of the team to win every single time. It's double coded, as some would say. Okay? But again, only one of those sides is actually correct. Remember that. You can make a numerical case for both sides, but only one of those sides are actually correct. The fallacy of news stories. If you can legitimately make a numerical case for both sides of the team to win a game in sports, with only one clear winner at the end, ask yourself how many numerical cases can you make for a news story? And which side is actually right? And how would you possibly even know if it's right? And then I talk about my picking record and go into conclusion. But instead of using my picking record in this example, let's just go ahead and use yesterday's game, the Nets and the Clippers. Okay? Yesterday was the 52nd day of the Gregorian year, a day with 44 date numerology on the Gregorian calendar. The Nets upset the Clippers. The Clippers lost. The Clippers did not become 23-9 for a season record with a win. 239, the 52nd prime number, the 52nd day of the Gregorian, and the Clippers did not get their 44th all-time head-to-head win against the Nets, a day with 44 date numerology on the Gregorian. See? See how easily that's double-coded or quote-unquote double-coded? Now, fortunately enough, I guessed the right side on this particular game, which was Nets. But again, if sports are double-sided, okay, just like this Nets game, and I'm pretty sure majority of the Gematria community picked the Clippers too. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they did. And that's what's so funny about this is because I know a lot of you probably picked the Clippers. You saw these numbers not play out, but yet I bet you anything you're going to believe any news decode that comes up. Do you guys not see the clear disconnect there? Do you guys not see the true cognitive dissonance that lies within this? You have a clear example on Sunday of date numerology for the Gregorian calendar not working. Plain as day. It couldn't get any more obvious than this. However, I bet you anything, I bet you $1 million, if a celebrity also died this day and you guys decoded it, and let's say they died at the age of 52 and it was, I don't know, 44 days since their birthday, I promise you, every single one of you would say that is legit. That was a ritual, that was scripted, that was whatever you want to say it is, you know? But in that very same day, you also would have picked the Clippers to become 23-9 and get their 44th all-time win, and you would have lost. Now, what does that actually say about your news story decode? Well, in most of your guys' mind, it says nothing at all. Because again, you guys want to assume that you're 100% correct on your news story decodes 100% of the time, no matter what, even though your sports decodes tell you otherwise. And herein lies the true cognitive dissonance when it comes to sports gematria and gematria in general. And it's why I'm making another video of the same topic that I made 3 months ago. Sports gematria is based on real results. News gematria is based on opinion. If you can create a numerical narrative for both sides of every team with only one clear winner, how many numerical narratives can you create for a news story? And how do you even know it's correct? Using Gematria real-time results, you can start to get an idea of how accurate you may be doing with your news decodes. Okay, so if you pick 10 sports games for a day and you only get 5 of those sports games right and 5 of those sports games wrong, and you also did 10 news story decodes for that day, it's safe to assume that 5 of those news stories that you did are dead-ass wrong. But, you know, the Gematria community isn't necessarily about truth, now is it? So they're not going to recognize that truth. They're only going to accept that maybe sports is double coded. And even then, some people don't even accept that. Some people in the community won't even accept that sports is double coded. They'll just say things like, oh man, they must have flipped the script on us. Oh man, they must be watching us, so they changed us to trick us. They're always blaming outside forces. They're never looking within. They're never looking at their own decode. They're never looking at their own work and just being self-actualized and saying, hey, what am I doing wrong here? No, it's always outside forces. It's always somebody else doing it. It's always, you know, it's God doing it to me. It's the Illuminati doing it to me. It's the Jesuits doing it to me. They are following me and they're watching me. You know? And this is also why nobody other than myself will pick every single NBA game on the board every single day. There's a reason for this. Okay? It's called cognitive dissonance. They cannot handle the truth. They call themselves truth seekers, but they're not seeking actual truth. They're only seeking biased truth that fits their own worldview within their brain. Alright, I digress.